Hello everyone, this is Matt from Real World Review, and today we're going to be replacing the battery on the Google Pixel 4a. This will fix the whole battery issue that's happening with the 4as if you replace it with your own battery. Do make sure that you get the right battery, as this little symbol right here will not change if you put a lithium battery in. You want to make sure you can get one of these ATL batteries that says ATL on the back. It's also very possible to do without breaking the screen, so just be careful and follow this and you shouldn't break the screen. And if you do, it's a really simple replacement, but just being careful will make sure that you don't break anything. So the tools you're going to need are going to be a T4 driver, a plastic pick, a razor blade, and some heat. You also need some glue and some clamps to put the screen back on. You might need a pry tool like this, but there are some pull tabs, and if you are careful with it, you won't break those pull tabs and you can pull the battery. I also recommend using a dropper like this for isopropyl alcohol. Anything 70% or higher should be fine. This will be to loosen up the adhesive on the screen, make it a little bit easier. It's still possible to do without that, but it definitely helps to make sure that you don't break the screen. So we're going to start by putting a base coat of heat pretty much around the edges of the phone. You don't want to do it too much because you don't want to melt the OLED or burn the OLED that's under the screen. And obviously the phone's plastic, you don't want to melt that either. But pretty much what you want to do is you want to kind of loosen up the adhesive, get the phone a little bit warm, and you want to get a razor blade under the glass that you see right here. Because the bezels are so thin, it's kind of difficult to do, and you want to make sure not to go too far in or else you can break that OLED very easily. But ultimately what I'm doing right here is I'm using the razor blade to kind of lift up the glass just a little bit so that I can get a little bit of space to put some isopropyl alcohol. That way that ends up doing the job more than the heat gun or a plastic pick or anything like that. So generally what I do is I just use heat all around the edges of the phone, and I do this just to lift it up and get a playing card under there. But I do recommend using the isopropyl alcohol just because it makes it easier to not break the screen. But that's ultimately what you're going to do. You're going to start at the top and then go down the left side and the right side, and then eventually the bottom side will kind of just lift up from all the other pressure that you're adding on the screen once all the sides are lifted up. I was saying to use a playing card. I recommend using a playing card if you have one of those, but a pick will also do fine. Just make sure, obviously, to not add too much pressure on the screen or else it will crack because it is not flexible and will crack if you add too much pressure. But as you can see, the isopropyl alcohol definitely just cuts through all that adhesive and makes it a lot easier to lift up. As you can see, I'm already pretty much done on this phone, and the screen is still working, which is nice. Little earpiece thing fell off, but that's pretty normal. All you gotta do is just set it back in place when you do put the screen back on. It's pretty simple. But now that you see that the screen is still functioning and off the phone, let's shut it back off, and we'll fold the screen down like this. Be a little bit careful, but it should fold like this. If you want to remove the adhesive right now, you can, but I recommend taking the screen off first. What we're gonna do is we're gonna carefully lift up this little cover right here. If there isn't a cover, you've probably had this phone fixed already or it's refurbished. But take off this cover. All it does is just covers the screws, that's it, and make sure that if the screws back out, it holds it in place. Then we're going to get that T4 driver, and we're going to remove pretty much all the screws that we see here. You can remove these two screws and that little metal panel first. I don't know why I didn't do that to take off the screen, but I'm just removing all the screws that are on here, which there's a few on the side and generally like 3 or 4 on the top and bottom respectively. Finally, I'm going to grab that little metal panel, take that off like this, and use a pick to lift up that screen. Honestly, I normally just pull it off, but be careful with that because there are some components next to the connector that can get damaged if you're just, shoving the pick in there and not really knowing what you're doing. Now the adhesive on the screen is kind of difficult. On the corners, there's some really thick adhesive, but on the sides, there's kind of some thin adhesive. I recommend removing all the adhesive off the screen, but you do risk breaking the screen if you do that. So if you have the corners still on there, just make sure that adhesive is kind of flat, and you shouldn't really have too many issues once we glue the screen back in place. Then we're going to do the same thing on the frame, just cleaning up the adhesive with a razor blade to make sure that this is flat. This you want to make sure it looks good when you do add the adhesive back on in the future. Then what we're going to do is get a plastic pick and separate this plastic frame from the plastic trim where the screen sits. Obviously you want to take out the SIM card first, as this is a good spot to start to take off that back panel. Pretty similar to the screen, except what you want to do is you want to start with the side, bottom, and then the other side. And then it kind of flips up like this. There are cables, so you want to kind of maneuver it in a way where it sits like this, so then you don't tear those cables. Next, we want to grab that driver and remove all these screws right here, because we are going to take off that little metal panel. Do note that there are 3 kind of like in a triangle area on the bottom, and those are the only ones you need to take out. You don't need to take out the other ones. Also, all or most of these screws are pretty much different sizes, so you want to make sure to organize them properly so then you don't put them in the wrong place when you assemble the phone again. This bottom screw was kind of a pain to get out, so I kind of just left it in there, but this little metal piece is also kind of a pain to remove, but it kind of slides over to the side like this, and you can see there's a huge fingerprint on there. I don't know why. What we're going to do is unplug the battery like that, and then generally what I do is I keep it assembled like this and just pull out the battery. But if you want to remove those top 2 cables, you can, and it makes it a little bit easier to pry out this battery. But all you got to do on the front is there's these little covers right here, this one, and then this little pull tab is right here. And then you have this other one, and the pull tab is also right there. All you got to do is pull that out carefully, and then the battery kind of just falls out. In the event that that doesn't happen, or you simply just want to remove the battery, we can do that like this. Unplug these cables, and then what I like to do is I recommend using some of the isopropyl alcohol on the side. Because there are going to be 2 strips of adhesive, I recommend doing it on the left side or the right side, whichever looks like it has more of a gap. Let it sit for a few seconds, but then we can kind of just pry the battery up like this with a little pry tool, obviously making sure not to use any metal, just make sure to use plastic, and we can lift it up just a little bit so then we can get that pick in there. And now I can get this pry tool back in place. And it kind of just folds off like this. Once you have one of the adhesive strips loosened, the other one kind of just falls off. But as you can see, they're just straight pull tabs like this. And then what we're going to do is this actually comes with stick-on tape for an iPhone. I don't know why, but you could just put like some double-sided tape or some red tape where the adhesive was before. You don't really have to put all of that. You could just put like a little square on each side. That should be more than enough. And then just set the battery back in, make sure that it plugs in, obviously, and if it does, just unplug the battery. And then we're going to set the phone like this weird way, because we do have to get those cables plugged back in place. Once those awkward cables are back in place, you can now plug in the battery and set this little metal panel in place, making sure not to cover any of those cables except for the connection area. Then put the screws back in the right places that they go. Like I said, make sure not to mess up the order of these screws, or else this step is going to be a pain. Then all we're going to do is just flip it back over and push down on all of the clamps, starting with like hooking in the top, and make sure that that camera lens isn't dusty or anything, or else you're going to have to clean that first before you assemble it, or just deal with the dust. Once all sides of the phone are clipped back in, you can put the SIM card tray back in place, and then we can get ready to assemble the phone. So I recommend putting in all the screws except for those 2 screws where the screen cable goes, all with that T4 driver. Then carefully plug in that screen, put that little metal panel back on, and put in those 2 screws. And if you want to, you can put this little cover in. Like I said, it holds the screws if they back out, but they'll probably never back out since you've tightened those screws. Then the next thing we're going to do is either you can set in that earpiece back into the phone, or you can kind of push it back onto the screen like you see right now. Then I just want to make sure that everything is still working, and it is, so I'm going to grab the glue and I'm going to just apply it all around the edges, being careful not to get it in the earpiece area, or else it's going to be difficult to hear through that earpiece. Then all you're going to do is just push down on the screen to make sure that it makes a little bit of a connection and is lined up properly and the screen is not lifting. Then we're going to grab those clamps, put them on the corners, making sure not to add too much pressure, or else you can break the OLED. But as long as you don't over tighten them, they should be fine. I recommend putting 3 on each side. It is a small phone, and realistically you don't really need that many clamps in the first place. Then you want to let that set for at least an hour. I recommend 2 or 3, but let it set for at least an hour. Take off those clamps, and you should be able to just take off any excess adhesive that is on there with a nail or your finger. If you want, you can use a little bit of isopropyl alcohol on a cloth, but generally it just kind of rubs off like this, which is really nice. It's not like super glue. And that's it. No more battery symbol, and you actually have a good charged battery that doesn't limit it to under 4 volts. Hopefully this video helped you out. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. And as always, thanks for watching.